Hi, Verbling. My name's Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about time and routine. Claudio, welcome to class.
Hi, teacher.
How are you, Claudio?
Great. Great, and you?
Doing very well.
Yeah.
Let's jump right in. And can you tell me the difference? Actually, what is AM and PM?
AM and PM?
AM and PM.
I mean, what I try. What is the difference between the half of the day, the first part of the day, and the second part of the day?
So,
Maybe?
do you know what AM and PM stand for? Like what they're an abbreviation of?
I don't know English, but I think it's meridian is something like that.
What? Did you say meridian?
Yeah, meridian?
Yes, you're right. So what's the A and the P stand for then, if the M is meridian?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what is a P, but M is meridian, I think.
Yep, definitely. So I believe it's antemeridian and post-meridian, so like before the middle of the day and after the middle of the day.
Okay, with A, what is A?
It's a Latin-based word, and I'll put it in the chat box.
All right, thank you.
And
Antemeridian. All right.
Yep.
And postmeridian. It's like a before and after.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah.
Thanks. Mustafa, welcome to class.
Hey teacher, welcome. Thank you for welcoming.
All right. Mustafa, what is military time? Have you heard the term military time before?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, I heard about the term military time. I'm not familiar that much with it, but I can tell you like I don't know, to be honest with you. I forgot what I have heard about it. I think like they have like 0 at the 0 hour, something like this. So interesting to know about it, really.
Yasser, welcome to class.
Hi, teacher. Thank you.
Good
How are
to
you?
have you. I'm doing really well. Do you know what military time is?
I'm not. I have an idea. Yani.
What's your idea?
You don't have an idea. That's
Oh, you have no idea. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's ask Ahmed. Welcome to class.
Yeah, hello, teacher.
Hello. Do you know what military time is?
No.
No? So it seems like you guys have heard the expression before, but you're not sure what it really means. And I think most of the world uses military time, or what I call military time. It's when you refer to the day by each hour individually. In the US, it's much more common to go from 1 to 12 and then begin at 1 again. So we use AM and PM. There's 11 AM and 11 PM. One's in the morning and one's at night. But most places in the world it's more common to refer to it as the full 24 hours. So it would be like 11 would be only in the morning, and then in the afternoon you start to use things like 13, 14. So 14 would be what I call 2 o'clock. And we call that military time because in the US, the military goes by that, but most people, casual conversation, they'll use the other version, which is the AM/PM version. Yasser, why do you think the military here uses what we call military time instead of what's more common?
Teacher, I'm not stronger for language than English, يعني, but I'm trying. يعني. و- I'm following. You don't have idea that teacher.
Do
I'm not
you
under.
use military time?
I don't know what the material time. يعني. What's mean the
Military time is when you use the full 24 hours. I'll put this in the chat box. So 1 o'clock and 14 o'clock, right? So in the US, instead of 14, you say 2 p.m. instead of 14 o'clock, right?
2 p.m. and 14 afternoon?
Yeah, 14 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
In the US, we would never say that. We would say 2 p.m., but it's the same meaning as 14.
Mm-hmm.
So which do you prefer? Do you use 2 or 14?
I use the both of them يعني for 2 and also the 14 يعني that when you change the time.
Mm-hmm. So
but
the 14
the 12,
is military.
12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
After we continue that was 13 and 14, 15, 16. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So you use military time.
Yeah, military time.
Awesome. Thanks, Yasser. Mustafa?
Go ahead, teacher. Ask me what do you want.
You thought correctly that 13 and 14 is military time. Do you have a preference? Do you prefer to say 14 or 2 o'clock?
I prefer to say 2 p.m., like 2 p.m., something like 3 p.m. And to be honest with you, like, I know what I know about military time. Like, I know they say like 1,300 yeah, something like this. So, yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, we can, like, as you said, like 13 or 14, like you almost always use it in the USA, I guess. Maybe other part of the world they use most like PM and AM.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more common to use military time, but I think most people are familiar with both. It's just the US where if I was talking to a friend and I said, hey, let's meet at 1400 hours or something, most people would say, what the hell are you talking about? They'd say, use normal terms. They might not understand it. Very frequently, they would not understand.
Okay, so it's derived from it, right? It's derived from 14 and 13. Okay.
Thanks, Mustafa. Claudio, which do you prefer? Military time, like 1400 hours, or 2 o'clock?
I prefer the normal time. In Mexico, it's not common military time, I think. Always is AM or PM or 2 in the afternoon or 7 evening. I think it's not common military time.
So you're in the habit of using AM and PM as well.
Yeah, it's more common. It's depending on. I think we don't use PM or AM. It's depending of the day or what. In my routine is more like I don't know 5 or 8. It's not with. I don't know. Maybe I did wrong because you need to say maybe PM or AM depending of the day. But in my particular cases, I only use 1 or 2, 3 without PM or AM, and now I know that it's wrong. I think.
Well, it's not necessarily wrong, but it's not very specific. And sometimes people will ask how you know. So if I say, hey, I want to see you, let's meet at 9 o'clock. How do I know if it's 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.? I have to specify, or it has to be obvious. If I say, let's meet for breakfast at 9 a.m., or if I say, let's meet for breakfast at 9, you know it's 9 in the morning, not 9 at night. But sometimes it's helpful to specify. So you can specify. It makes it more clear, more accurate, but you don't have to.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
All right. Ahmed, do you prefer military time or AM PM?
I think AM/PM it's easy for me. It's better.
Really?
Yeah.
So is it more common for you to hear AM and PM rather than military time?
In my country, we use AM/PM time. This is easy for us.
But you don't use the same abbreviation. Is there a different phrase you use to specify whether it's the morning or the afternoon?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to write a little bit about our routines now. I wrote a sample paragraph here. I get up at 7 o'clock, then I take a shower and I have breakfast. I go to school at 9 o'clock. In the evening, I watch TV. I go to bed at 11 o'clock. Very simple. Try to make yours interesting and give me real details, but it's all going to be in the present tense since it's a routine paragraph. Should be easy. Write your paragraph in the chat box, and when we have some ready, we'll start to discuss our routines and any mistakes made as well. Does anyone have questions before I set you free to write? So you're going to write at least 4 sentences in the chat box about your routine. And try to use new verbs and new words. Get creative. I don't want to read the same boring paragraph 3 times. And if you guys have questions while you're writing, definitely let me know. Welcome to class, Ken. We're writing 4 sentences about our routine in the chat box. Okay. And you guys will have another minute, maybe minute and 30 seconds to finish your 4 sentences about routine. Then we'll discuss.
Oh man, I didn't know, just 4 sentences. Okay.
You can write more, totally. If you have more than 4 sentences, that's perfect.
Okay.
That's fine. So wrap up your sentences and stick them in the chat box so we can discuss. All right, guys, time's up. Put whatever you have ready in the chat box. Even if it's not long enough or you think there are mistakes, no worries. We'll talk about it together. So enter your answers into the chat box so we can start to talk about our routines. Awesome. The first one I see is from Ahmed. Ahmed, will you read it for us? I can read it for us as well since he's muted right now. I wake up at 9 a.m., then I have breakfast at 9:30 a.m., and I go to school at 10 a.m. What kind of school do you go to, Ahmed? Ahmed, you're muted. Are you there? We can't hear you. Okay. Ahmed, if you have a question about how to unmute yourself, put it in the chat box. Oops, he's gone. Ken, read us yours.
Okay. I take some bowling class when I am available. Full stop. I forgot. I go to swimming pool almost every day and I swim 15 to 20 minutes there.
Awesome. The swimming pool, or a swimming pool, depending on what you want to say. And
Maybe
swimming sounds like an awesome hobby. So 15 to 20 minutes of doing what? Laps?
just at random swimming. Yeah, kind of
Backstroke? Breaststroke?
four strokes at randomly, and sometimes I walk on the pool. In the pool, sorry, on the pool strange.
Yeah, it's great exercise, very refreshing during the summer too.
Yes.
Awesome. Claudio, will you read us yours?
Yeah. I wake up at 6 a.m. every morning. I press the snooze button 2 times every morning before I turn off an alarm and get up. I have a glass of water and I get dressed. Usually go to the swimming pool and karate training. And after I take my English lesson and the university lessons.
Very nice. And the pronunciation is snooze with a Z, snooze button, snooze button.
Snooze button.
I also hit my snooze button sometimes 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Depends on the morning, but when you're waking up at 6 a.m., sometimes you need another 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't eat breakfast?
No, it's after the training, always. I don't know, it's a habit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I only the glass of water and maybe a banana or a little fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, after the training, I make breakfast between the training and the classes or during the classes.
Good start to the day.
Yeah.
Ahmed, are you there?
I'm here.
Excellent. So let's see. What school do you go to? That's what I was asking. What do
Sorry?
you, is it university or?
No, I'm in an institute.
What do you study?
I study English language.
Excellent. Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Thanks, Ahmed.
Thank you.
Mustafa, will you read us yours?
Okay, teacher. I get up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. I have kind of cheese or fried eggs. By the way, I'm talking about my routine day or my casual day. Okay, just maybe nowadays. Okay, I get up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. I have kind of cheese or fried eggs with the jam. I might have an omelette egg, but I eat it with onion. Anyway, I drink 2 cups of water after. Then I wait for the player calls in order to play the Fajr. We call it Fajr in Arabic, but it is like downtime. The calls of, yeah, okay. Then I listen to dua and motivation speech. Then I go back to take a nap. I might sleep until the noon. So it depends on my routine day. I pray at the time of playing. I mean like the middle of the day. Then I attend classes and do some other activities as my day requires me to do. Then I pray. I mean, the last prayer was it's about 6 p.m., 5 p.m. Then I pray and attend some classes or watch a game or a TV show after. So all of them depend on my days. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to reread your paragraph and make a couple little corrections.
Okay.
First off, you probably should take out kinda cheese. So kinda can mean sort of, or it can mean a kind of. So you can say, I have a kind of as in a type of cheese, you know, if you wanted to add an article, a kind of a cheese, or fried eggs with jam. I might have an egg omelet, or you don't need both there, so you can say, I might have an omelet, because omelets are typically always made from eggs. But I eat it with onion. Anyway, I drink 2 cups of water after. Then I wait for the prayer calls in order to pray the dawn prayer. Then I listen to dua and motivational speeches. So the adjective version is motivational with an L.
Okay. Okay.
Then I go back to take a nap. I might sleep until noon. I pray at the time of praying. Then I attend classes and do some other activities as my day requires me to do. Then I pray and I attend some classes or watch a game or TV show after. Perfect.
Okay. So teacher, there is no there before noon or there is an article.
No article necessary.
Okay. Okay. And I one more question. Like omelette, like I can't say omelette without egg. Okay. So when I say just omelette, it is like meaning it means like omelette, egg, and tomato, or just an
No, it
omelette
just
like.
means an omelet is just made with egg and sometimes like milk or something. They'll put heavy cream or something in it. But
Oh,
there's
okay.
no actual, like, you don't put a vegetable. You can put vegetables in an omelet, but you don't have to. So the omelet itself is just referring to the egg part of it.
Okay. Okay. Fried egg. Okay.
Yeah, but it's a type of fried egg. So a fried egg is usually not scrambled, and an omelet is usually made of an egg that's been mixed and beaten into a different shape. And then of course they put it, you know, they fry it flat and then they fold it over, so it's a different shape as well.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you. And Yasser, we haven't heard about your routine. Are you ready to tell us?
Yes, yeah, teacher. My routine. Get up at 5 o'clock at the a.m. I'm going the mosque that I pray. After and I take the shower. Sorry, before the taking the shower, I'm go to running or walk. After I come back, that I take the shower. At 7, half past 7, I'm go to work. I'm sorry, before go to the work, I'm take the breakfast. After I'm going the work. It's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So, do you have access to the chat box?
Exercise.
Access to the chat box. I'm going to show you something really quick.
What's mean the access?
Okay. So, on your screen, on the right side, which should be over here, you should see a column where you can type. Do you see it?
Yeah, teacher. But I use the mobile now.
Okay. Okay. Nope.
But when you use the laptop, I'm right. Try that next time, inshallah.
Okay. And 2 corrections then. The first is you said take breakfast, but we usually say have breakfast, not take breakfast. So it should be
I have breakfast. Yeah, thank you.
And I take a shower, not the shower. It's an indefinite article because it's one of many, not a specific one.
I take shower.
A shower. So every day I take a shower, or on Tuesday, the shower I took was very cold. So it's very specific, like just that one specific shower, the shower. But if it's any shower, every shower, we use indefinite a.
A shower.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Yasser.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you.
Gonzalo, welcome to class.
Oh, thanks. Again.
So, we're talking about routine. Will you share a little bit about your routine, Gonzalo?
In the morning?
Whenever, for a typical day or in the morning, your morning routine would work. Just a few sentences about your routine.
So, yeah, right now I just I wake up, I take a shower, then I have breakfast, then what else? Right now, I go to the gym sometimes in the morning, yeah, so I can say that. Then I have lunch. Then now I'm looking for a place to go and study, like a country to go abroad. So now I'm doing that. Yeah. So now I'm doing that, and yeah, it depends on the day, but like my routines now are just those ones. But
which countries are you researching?
In the Scandinavian ones. I really want to go there. Maybe Denmark, probably.
Oh, wow. I think I've heard that it's the happiest nation in the world.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Perfect place to move.
Exactly.
All right. So we have another quick little exercise with routine here. We're just going to change this paragraph from the first person singular I to the third person singular she. So we'll go sentence by sentence. Yasser, will you change the first sentence for us from I to she?
Change the... Sorry, teacher, again, please.
You're going to change this sentence from the subject I to the subject she.
I get, but about for me, I get up.
So that's what's already written. Now you have to change this to she.
Yeah. She get up.
Yeah, so what do we change about the verb?
She go. She go get up at. Maybe she got.
No, you can keep the same tense. We're still using present tense, but we have to change, we have to add something. I say I get, you get, we get, but he, she is different.
She gets.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
With an S. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Next sentence we're also changing. How about Ahmed? Will you do that one for us? Change it to she.
She takes a shower. Takes a shower.
Uh-huh.
And she have a breakfast.
Yep.
She
All
has,
right.
yeah.
Next sentence. How about
okay.
Mustafa? Will you do the next one? Change I go to she.
Who do you ask in teacher? Sorry.
Mustafa.
Sorry, the sound's cutting. Okay. She goes to school.
Perfect. Next sentence. Claudio. Claudio?
Yes. In the evening, she watch TV.
She. Uh-huh. So what do we have to add on the end of this verb?
Yes, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit more unique because it ends in a CH. And the last sentence, let's do Gonzalo. Can you change it to she?
She goes.
Perfect. I know. Super simple. We already did that one. Ken, will you add one more sentence onto her routine? You can put it anywhere in here, middle of the day or at the end or the beginning. Add one more sentence using she for this routine.
Okay. She gets up at 7 o'clock and have a breakfast. She has a breakfast. She eats fruit granola with yogurt.
Awesome. She eats fruit and granola?
Yeah, fruit granola.
Fruit granola. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. Healthy breakfast. All right. So now we're going to read a little bit about a couple people here, and then we're going to answer some quick questions. It should be relatively easy. And I'm going to make it so you guys can see this a little bit better. Okay. Yasser, will you read the first paragraph here? This one?
Sure, teacher. Leslie is lectures at her teacher. Maybe the small letter that the iPhone.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Sorry.
I'll ask someone else. No problem. I'll come back to you for the next thing.
Inshallah. Okay.
How about Mustafa? Will you read the first paragraph?
Okay. Leslie, right? Her name is Leslie. Leslie is a teacher at Hackney College in London. On weekdays, she always gets up at about 7 o'clock. She takes a shower and then she has breakfast with her husband and daughter. After breakfast, she brushes her teeth and gets dressed, and then she takes her daughter to school. She goes to college by bicycle at 8:30 and she starts work at 9 o'clock.
Thank you very much. Next paragraph, Gonzalo.
At about 1:30, she usually has lunch. She has a sandwich and some fruit in her office. She finishes work at 5 o'clock. She usually has dinner at about 7 o'clock, and then she has a cup of coffee. In the evening, she watches television or something, or sometimes she listens to the radio. She likes listening to music. She usually goes to bed at about 11:30. Then she reads her book for about half an hour. She goes to sleep at midnight.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
All right, so now let's answer some of these questions down below. Who does she have breakfast with? Claudio. Who does Leslie have breakfast with?
Yeah, she has the breakfast with his husband and her daughter.
All right. Ken, how does she go to college? And if you need me to...
She goes to college by bicycle. By bicycle.
Exactly. Thank you. Ahmed, you're up next. And your question is, where does she have lunch?
Can you back to sentences? Where is the lunch? She going...
So where does she eat?
Lunch? We don't have a lunch.
We do. In the second paragraph, it talks about her lunch. Where does she eat lunch?
About... I confused actually.
In her office. Okay.
She has lunch in her office. So she brings the food from home and she eats in her office. All right. And the last question, why does she get up at 7 o'clock? Yasser, what do you think?
Yes.
Why does she get up at 7 o'clock?
Can you she taken the shower, teacher.
Okay, so she definitely takes a shower, but why does she take a shower at 7 o'clock specifically? Why not 9 o'clock or a different time?
With the husband, with her husband, taking that. Sorry, teacher.
It's okay. So she has a job, right?
She get up at 7 o'clock, but and take breakfast with her husband. After the breakfast.
Why not have breakfast at 12 o'clock? Why does she have it early?
It's healthy and that early morning.
True, but can she have breakfast at 8:30 and 9 o'clock? Is it possible for her to have breakfast at that time?
8:30?
Yeah, is it possible?
No.
Why not? What is she doing at 8:30? Something else, right?
I did not, teacher.
You got it right. She wakes up early because she has work, and she has to leave, so she has to wake up at 7 o'clock so that she can eat and shower before she goes to work at 8:30. Okay. Ken, what's your question?
Yes, to describe time. So this I wrote this type of kind of writing is also common.
You mean with the colon instead of a period? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, it's more common with the colon. I don't know why this has a period.
Okay.
It's also fine. It means the same thing, but the colon is more common.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions about what we just read?
Teacher?
Yeah.
I just have a question, like not about what we just read, but about like the punctuation thing that you just called, like the colon.
Colon,
Colon.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that's called?
Yep. A
colon, like the organ.
Yes, like the
Yes.
organ. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's easy to remember. Thanks.
Any other questions about this or anything else? It's a good time to ask random questions like that. All right. So we have one more. And this time we're going to make our own questions about this short little section. And how about Ahmed, can you read this paragraph for us?
Yeah. In which they get up at 6:30 and get and go to work by bus at 7:30. They usually eat lunch with her friends at 1 o'clock. They like to eat Chinese food for lunch. At 5:30 they go home. They of, often often eat dinner at home, but sometimes they eat dinner at restaurant. After dinner they read or watch TV at 10:30. They go to bed.
Thank you very much. Okay, so you guys are going to make up your own questions, and I'm going to give you guys question words to use. So each of you are going to make up 2 questions to ask one of your classmates, and you're each going to use different words. So Ahmed, you're going to ask a how question and a who question. How and who. So you have to make 2 questions using one with how, one with who about this paragraph to ask to one of your classmates. Ken, you're going to use where and why. Where and why. Claudio, you're going to ask what and why.
Okay.
Gonzalo, you're going to ask what and when.
Okay.
Mustafa, why and how. And Yasser, how about when and who?
And when and who and who.
And who.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So Ahmed, give us one of your questions.
Who and how.
So you have to make up questions about this paragraph.
How her go to work?
How does she go to work? Guys, how does she go to work? Do we know?
By bus.
By bus. All right, Ahmed, what's your other question?
Can I use with?
What?
Can I use with?
With?
With, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
With him, she has a lunch. With her, with who? Yeah, her. With who her have lunch?
Awesome. So with whom do they have lunch? Interesting phrasing, very formal. I like the question. What's the answer, guys? With whom do they have lunch?
With their friends.
Yeah. All right, Ken, give us your questions.
Okay. Where do they go at 7:30?
What do you guys think? Where do they go at 7:30?
Go to the work.
Yeah, they go to work. And what's the other question, Ken?
Okay. It's more open question. Why do they like to eat Chinese food?
What do you guys think? Any answers to this one? Why do they like Chinese food? Claudio, why do you think they like Chinese food? You can take a guess.
Yeah, maybe I think because it's close to their jobs.
Could be, yeah. Definitely. All right, Claudio, give us one of your questions.
Yeah. What do they have for lunch?
Okay.
Oh, but it's the same.
Pretty much, but it's good. So what do they have for lunch? Anybody? Yasser?
Yes, teacher. I'm searching my question.
So what do they have for lunch, Yasser? We're trying to answer Claudio's question. What do they eat for lunch?
What do you eat in the lunch?
In this paragraph, what do they eat for lunch?
They eat food lunch.
Do they eat seafood? Do they eat Mexican food?
Chinese food. Chinese food.
Chinese food, yes, Chinese food.
Chinese food, yeah.
Claudio, what's your other question?
I think I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be have and eat is the same in this case. What do they have for lunch and eat for lunch?
Have and eat in this case is the same. You can also say have for dinner or have for breakfast.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah. Well, my last question could be different. It's why do they watch TV after dinner?
All right, what do you guys think? Gonzalo, why do you think they watch TV after dinner?
Yeah, to relax maybe.
Good answer, definitely. And Gonzalo, can you give us one of your questions?
Yes. What do they do at 10:30 p.m.?
Ahmed, what do they do at 10:30 p.m.?
She going to bed.
Yeah, they go to bed. And Gonzalo, what's your other question?
When do they get up? At 6:30.
Mustafa, can you answer that one? When do they get up?
6:30.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
No. When do they get up at 6:30?
Your question is when, right?
Yeah.
So if you ask the question when, you can't include the information in the question, right?
No,
if
like,
you're saying, oh, go ahead.
Because like I'm asking when do they get up at 6:30?
Are you asking why or when?
No, when they get up at
the
that
answer
time.
to when is a no. The answer to when is a number. When at 6:30. Why? Because they need to go to work.
No, when and what's
Put your question in the chat box. Maybe I'll understand better.
No, because like the answer would be on weekends. When?
Oh, I
You
see.
understand? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
It was
Okay.
yeah. Wasn't that easy?
I understand. I was thinking in a different sense. No, you're right. You're right. We can do that too. When do they get up? At 6:30 on weekends is a possible answer. You're right.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, Mustafa, give us your questions.
Okay, I'm not sure about the structure. I have problem with this, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So this is in the chat box. Why does she go to the bed early? And the second one, how does she wake up at an early time?
Okay, so the first one, we don't need an article before bed. So why does she go to bed early? Does anyone know why she goes to bed early? Can anyone take a guess?
Yeah, because she have work early.
Yeah, she's got to wake up really early. Good answer. And how does she wake up at an early time? Some people find that difficult. What do you think she does so that she can wake up early?
She has
I heard someone say alarm clock. That's a good answer. Does anyone else know?
She go to the bed early, so she wake up early. That's it.
Yeah. She makes sure she gets plenty of sleep, so she's happy to wake up in the morning. Excellent questions, Mustafa. Thank you. Yasser, do you have questions for us?
Yes, teacher. When here sometimes eat dinner. That first question. It's okay.
Okay, so you said when do they sometimes eat dinner?
Yeah.
Okay. When or where?
It's where, not when.
Oh, okay, where? So where do they sometimes eat dinner, guys? Anybody?
At the restaurant.
Yeah, they often eat at home, but sometimes they eat at a restaurant. And what's your other question, Yasser?
Who here usually eat lunch?
Okay, so that would look like, who do they usually
Eat lunch?
We saw a similar question earlier, but it was phrased differently. And the way it was phrased was, with whom do they both of these are good.
The first one easy.
That's true, because the first one is more typical, but the second one is more formal. It's more formal, the second one. So they're both good. The first is less formal, the second is more formal. But both are good questions. So who is it? Who do they eat lunch with?
With the friends.
Yep, with their friends.
Excellent.
Okay. So a little bit of vocabulary. You guys can ignore these translations unless they mean something to you. But we're going to use some adverbs of time to talk about some of the things we do. And I want you guys to make a few sentences using an adverb that you don't usually use. So maybe something like lately or rarely. Those would be good ones. And if you want to stick to the basics like always or after, you can do that too. But try and use some that you don't always use. Let's start with Ken. Can you give us a sentence using one or two of those adverbs of time?
Okay. I often attend barbering classes lately.
Okay. So we've got two there. Excellent. So recently and also frequently are some synonyms for those two that you use. Thank you, Ken. Claudio, can you use one of those in a sentence?
No, I never wake up late.
Awesome. Is that true, Claudio? You never wake up late?
Yeah, I can't.
Excellent. Gonzalo, give us an adverb of frequency sentence.
I rarely go to bed early.
Awesome. What time is your usual bedtime?
Like 1 o'clock, 1 a.m.
All right. Thanks, Gonzalo. Mustafa, give us a sentence.
Okay, I rarely go to bed early.
And what time do you go to bed?
I'm a night owl. Sometimes I'm trying to pull in all the nighters, so you cannot. I cannot give you a guess. Sometimes I take a complete circle. Okay, I started wake up lately.
Perfect. I started to wake up late lately.
Yeah.
Sounds a little funny, but it's good. So you're saying recently. Okay. Yasser?
Yes, teacher.
Go ahead and give me a sentence using an adverb of frequency.
I get up early morning.
So you get up early in the morning?
Yeah.
Perfect. Do you do that always, never, often, rarely?
Always.
All right.
Yeah.
And Ahmed, give us an adverb of frequency sentence.
After the school, I go to home.
Great. And I'll give you guys one too. After a night of dancing, I rarely wake up early.
So you have to give us one in Portuguese.
Okay. I don't know if my Portuguese grammar is weak, okay? But I'm gonna try to do the same sentence that I just said in English in Portuguese. So I said, after a night of dancing, I rarely wake up early. So depois de uma noite de dançar, eu raramente acordo cedo.
Perfect. Perfeito.
Yeah! Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. Any other comments or questions?
Thank you so much, teacher.
Thank you so much, teacher.
Thank you guys for coming. I had a blast in this class.
Nice to meet you.
See you guys again soon. Yeah, good to meet you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you,
Have a nice time, guys.
Ciao.